From atheism to astrophysics, from evolution to economics, from comparative religion to cults, from philosophy to politics, a voice of reason in our confused world and a beacon of truth and hope in this age of uncertainty. For today's lecture, here is Dr. Paul.
Good evening, guys. This is Gurunami. Once again, thank you very much for tuning to our channel today. Today I want to talk a few minutes about India's elections. India's election results came today, and we are learning that Congress I, the biggest party in India, came back to power. It actually garnered like 201 seats in its Lok Sabha, that is the Parliament of India, and came back to power. And the current Prime Minister of India, Mr. Manmohan Singh, again became the Prime Minister, and he is going to continue in his Prime Ministership for next 5 years. This is a resounding victory. Now let me explain how this is a triumph of capitalism. Let me give you a brief introduction to India. India has more than 1 billion people. It got its independence from British in 1947. Since its independence, India relied heavily on socialism. Starting with Mahatma Gandhi, the father of India, he stressed the sense of duty and working with one's own hands and self-reliance and an inward-looking philosophy throughout India. That's why he looked at machines and industrialization as a form of violence. The same is the story with Jawaharlal Nehru. Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India, the architect of modern India, he mostly looked at Soviet Stalinist system. The Soviet, they have these 5 years plans, and Jawaharlal Nehru started the same kind of plans in India. So India went in the road of socialism. There is a massive public sector in India, and Nehru, he just stressed this public sector at the expense of private sector. In 1950s, like 15 major industries were nationalized. So India became heavily socialized, and people were given welfare systems, and the economic growth was from 1950 to 1980 was just 3.5%. That's not enough for these people, like millions and millions of people who are living in sub-Saharan African standards and living conditions. So Jawaharlal Nehru went on the road to socialism. Then after him, his daughter Indira Gandhi came into power and became the Prime Minister. She actually went one step forward and added the word socialist to Indian Constitution. So India became a very socialist state, just like its neighbor China in those decades. And then actually C. Rajagopalachari, he coined the term license Raj. License Raj is like British left us, but we became a kingdom of licenses. What he meant by that was the government regulations became so heavy hand in Indian affairs. So it was very, very hard to run a small business in India because there were so many regulations by the government. There are so many labor laws in India. But in 1991, the story has changed. In 1991, P.V. Narasimha Rao, he became the Prime Minister. He brought a profound change to India's economy. So India's economy took a 180 degrees from the course, and it changed its route, and the so-called socialism was stopped, and India opened its borders for free markets, and it saw the success of neighboring China. You see, China also was following Soviet socialist system. It stopped it, and espoused free markets are seeing enormous growth, like 9% economic growth every year. And then there were East Asian tigers, countries like Taiwan, Hong Kong, Indonesia, Malaysia, and Thailand. These countries also, they followed free markets and saw so much economic growth. So India took those examples. In 1991, India brought economic reforms under then Finance Minister Mr. Manmohan Singh, who is now the Prime Minister of India. So Mr. Manmohan Singh, an Oxford-educated economist, brought enormous changes to India's economy, and India became capitalist. Now, government interference is still there, but it reduced so much. India is open to foreign investments. India is open to foreign technologies. There are millions of young people who are hardworking in India and taking India to new heights day by day. So this great economy was born. Now, India is no way a developed nation. Nobel laureate Amartya Sen recently said that India is half California and half sub-Saharan Africa. You see, it is half California. There are many rich people, many rich industries. There is a flourishing private sector, and there are world-class industries in India. There are many millionaires who have everything to enjoy in life. But there are also millions of people, like there are like 3 Nigerias within India living with the sub-Saharan African living conditions. So there is a lot of growth India has to take, but it is going in the right direction. So now Indian people chose a very good leader, Mr. Manmohan Singh, to take India in a more capitalist direction. And India and China, these 2 countries are now very good examples that with capitalism we can bring millions and millions of people out of poverty and give them good opportunities in life. And what are the lessons for the world from India's story? You see, people are not a burden. Thomas Malthus said that there is overpopulation. That is a big myth. That overpopulation myth caused millions of abortions around the world, and especially in Europe they have this aversion to childbearing. But India went in a different direction. Children are raised. Marriage is honored in India. There are young people in India more than any other nation in the world, and they are changing the economy. So we learn that with capitalism, with first of all good marriage values. We should not tolerate this gay marriage because that's a bane on population. We don't have children and young people in the next generation. You see, US economy right now, there are so many people retiring, but in their place there are no workers. Why? State after state, they are legalizing gay marriage, legalizing abortion, and there are no young people in Western countries. So we need young people. Then we need high education, we need high skills, then we need capitalism. More than else, we need religious tolerance. You say, when capitalism started in the modern world in Holland, with the religious harmony between Jews and Christians, they started the modern capitalist system, and we can say the progression of it. So India needs religious harmony between Hindus, Muslims and Christians and Sikhs for the flourishing of its economy, and I hope that will take India to new heights, and those are good lessons even for us living outside India. Thank you very much.
Please visit our website at www.kgpaul.com to browse through our products and resources. You can also share Dr. Paul's vision and burden by becoming a partner in his ministry. For more details, please visit us at www.kgpaul.com. Thank you, and God bless you.